Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. As you see, we had to do some maintenance on the FC, so we popped over to Limza, and now we're heading back. Okay, my mic is on. Yay! Heading back to Coerthas so we can continue our questing. We've got a bit of story here, so. Actually, and a lot of unlocking of flight. That's usually how it goes. We're going to be stuck in the cold for quite some time, so we'll see how it goes. Ladonia is currently using the little Bun-Bun's room. Now that we've got maintenance all out of the way. Unfortunately, not much news has happened between last night and today. So there's not much to talk about on that front, except for lots of snow in LA. Woohoo! Those are some pretty pictures.
Only because we're not in them.
Exactly.
I imagine that Fallbrook must have gotten its once in every 20 years a day of snow.
Unfortunately, they can't use it for the phone book cover anymore.
No.
Because no one puts out phone books anymore.
Well, I'm not sure whether... Well, they wouldn't have back then, because way back in 69, the time before that one, the phone book was basically, color paper with black print and, no photograph or anything on it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I suppose my parents have it now. My grandparents had a picture of the snow back in 69 at their place.
I still find it hilarious when we lived there. It snowed once on New Year's Day, and dawn came up, and someone snapped this beautiful winter picture of downtown Main Street all covered in glistening snow, and then they milked that picture for all it's worth, considering it never snowed there again in the entire time we lived there.
Nope.
It was just kind of hilarious.
On average, it's one day in every 20 years.
It was a very pretty picture, but it was kind of misleading advertising.
Well, it wasn't really advertising because there's the local phone book. It's not like the people who don't live there and don't know what's going on are really going to see it.
Fallbrook, land of avocados.
Yes. Going to go over the mountains and watch all the avocado cowboys.
Yes.
That was so hilarious.
Oh, I forget what that was from.
Shoot, I can't remember the names, but the one gay comic.
Oh God, yes, yes, and of course,
Domesticity isn't pretty, but I can't remember. That's the name of the
Leonard and Larry.
Leonard and Larry. Thank you.
Oh man, that comic was just a beautiful gem of a book.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we got the two editions. Yeah, I don't know if they did a third.
I think they did.
Hello, Foxfire.
Yeah, Leonard and Larry is this wonderful, slice of life gay couple comic set basically in the LA basin.
And they really knew the LA basin and into
Riverside.
Riverside.
Where he lived, you can tell.
Yeah.
But at one point, there's like some side characters who haven't appeared for a while, and they go visit them. And they basically now have a winery in Temecula.
Yes. The S&M winery.
Yes.
Name chosen with malice and forethought.
Oh, yes. But Temecula is basically at the edge of Riverside County, right at the edge of foothills. It's where Rena's parents had their business for a while.
Yep. Before it moved up to
And-
Tuolumne.
Yes. From the place that East Coasters can't pronounce to the place that nobody can spell.
Exactly. So, how do y'all say that where you are from? Timakula?
Yes.
They meant well. They were trying to help.
Temecula is actually kind of the center of Southern California's wine country. So, perfect sense out of all that. And on the other side of the foothills is Fulford, where I grew up.
Land of avocados.
Yes.
Avocado capital of the world. At least. Yeah.
At least once upon a time.
And it was really weird going to college.
And Leonard and Larry, though, they visit the S&M winery and talking to their guys, and one of the things they're talking about is going over the hills to look at all the avocado cowboys, and I don't know that that's the terminology I would give them, but okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes, you do. I found it really weird.
Mentioned by name, but it might as well have been.
Yes. When I went to college at CalArts, which is on the other side of the LA Basin, and I brought a pack of avocados because I adore avocados. And everyone was like, what is this weird alien fruit thing? It doesn't look safe to eat. And I'm like, dude, this is the best stuff in the world. Shut up and eat it.
I wouldn't say best stuff in the world, but good lord, not knowing what an avocado is.
I know. Yes, we have Alfie here. We have Tataru, too. Hello, Tataru.
Yes.
I nearly cried when you stepped forward at the tribunal, Rena, Latonia. Thank you, thank you, thank you!
No problem.
It's our job. Well, Alfie, my boy, what do we got today?
There you are. I confess, I was more than a little concerned when I learned that you had been summoned to the vault. What did they want with you? Well, well. A formal apology and an admonishment of those responsible. I see my fears were wholly misplaced.
Don't say that too fast.
By the gods! The Archbishop freely admits to consorting with Asians. So, their ambitions extend to Ishgard as well.
You doubted it?
We will have new primals to contend with ere long, of that you may be certain. 'Tis but a matter of time. Yet shorn of the support of our missing allies, what can we realistically hope to achieve?
In the midst of all the excitement, I completely forgot to tell you.
Tell us what?
When I was asking around about the Scions, I heard the most awful rumor.
Oh no.
General Raubun is to be executed for crimes against the Sultanate!
If the Flame General dies, we will lose a staunch ally, and the one man capable of holding the Sultana's assassins to account. Lord Orshafon was wise to counsel restraint, but this business will brook no delay. We cannot permit this execution to take place. We must save Raubun.
Yes, we must save Raubun. He's still important to the plot.
Yes.
Lucky number 7. And for getting through the first part of the story. Must be.
Yeah, it's...
I don't remember achievements for just chapters inside of a expansion main story.
Yeah, they give titles.
See
God.
anything like that?
We get the title Unbeliever.
Unbeliever. Okay.
Gods, I hope we're not too late to save General Raubun. I should have told you sooner about the execution, I mean. But what with the trial and everything?
You had much more immediate concerns. Plain General Affairs. Alphino wishes to share his plan of action for rescuing Raubon. Though the situation calls for urgency, it would avail us little to charge headlong into Ul'dah without a plan. Before we can formulate a plan, however, we must first learn how things stand in the Sultanate, which is why I propose that we visit Lemza Lominza. We were just there.
I know.
You heard me right. While you were about your altruistic endeavors, I acted as an intermediary in trade negotiations between House Fortom and a Lomensum consortium. During said negotiations, an opportunity to send word to the Admiral presented itself, and I duly seized it. I am happy to report that we have a stout ally in Lemza. The Admiral has pledged her full cooperation in any effort to rescue Raubon. Accordingly, I have agreed to meet with her that we might discuss how best to proceed. Naturally, I told her to expect us both. Your presence never fails to embolden our allies, after all. When you arrive in Lemza Lominza, make yourself known to Surgeon Zenthale at Bulwark Hall on the lower decks. He will admit you to the bridge.
Off to Limsa! Yeah, Temecula's not that far for pronunciation via spelling. It's just the person on the other end of the phone was definitely Southern, had been in the Southern states all their life, so suddenly having
Side quests. At least 2.
Oh, yes, we have
surrounded.
side quests. Hello, Mr. Side Quests. How are you doing? Yes? Ladonia? Hello? Are we having technical difficulties? I think we're having technical difficulties. I'm sorry, everyone. Yeah, I think their monitor froze up. Oh dear. Give me just a second. I'm going to physically go check on Ladonia. I will be right back. Yeah, we are definitely having technical difficulties. Poor Ladonia's system just kind of brain freezed itself. And now Discord is not being happy. At least they've returned to the party. We do have a party, right? Yeah, Temecula isn't so bad. If you look at this spelling, you can kind of parse it out. It's all a matter of where you put your emphasis on your vowels and consonants. Tuolumne, though, if you ever seen the spelling for that, or its neighboring city of Malolome, yeah, I can see where people can have problems with that. The only reason why I don't is, I've had people actually tell me what the name is, so I remembered that and how to pronounce it. Ay, poor Ladonia. And the system was working just fine. Peachy even. Nanny! This has happened before, and we've generally been able to work it out, but one of the issues poor Ladonia's having is they're having to use the web app version of Discord because the actual desktop application is not wanting to run under her Windows 7.
Okay, that's disconnected.
Yay! You're back! Yay! We have sound again. So yeah, you need to do a little more diagnostic before we proceed?
No, we're as fine as I'm gonna get. Yeah, I can tell how those are difficult by how simple they sound. Yeah.
Yeah, I was discussing Tuolumne and Monolome.
Yes, I could kind of hear that from the other room.
Okay.
Okay. Mum's the word. This house during their night needs an adventurer who can keep a secret.
Yeah, we're good at keeping secrets.
We are?
We're too stupid to remember them.
Yeah, but we're kind of broadcasting it to everybody. Excuse me. You're not from around here, are you? I know this is sudden, but I have a favor to ask. I'm looking for someone to deliver a gift to a friend in Falcon's Nest. What is it? Well, it's a surprise, so I can't really say. I just need you to deliver it, that's all. You can pick it up from the from the Night of the Brush at the Forgotten Night. Yeah, say that 5 times fast. You'll know him when you see him. I'm sure he'll recognize you as well.
Okay, and I believe that one is a pointer to Sea of Clouds, so why don't we do this one first and then come back for that one?
Okay. I hope you're right. It's gonna be kind of embarrassing. Yeah, I am surprised by the sudden disconnect. I'm happy that it didn't do the usual thing where, yeah, the system takes forever to recover.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that that happened. I'm wondering if we need to do a scan on your system.
As near as I can tell, everything's fine. Where the problem is, I just don't know.
Because I was describing the fact that you can't seem to run the Discord app on your desktop.
No, I can run it. I just can't connect audio.
Can't connect audio, and you can't connect video. And the video
and
happens...
Blast has been going on for a while.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Knight of the Brush. We were told you have something for us?
Ah, there you are. I thought it might be you. So it's true. You're not yacht from Ishgard? Perfect. No one will suspect a thing. Really? Here's the package. My dear ladies. Well, hey, don't wave it all about like that. Someone may see. Now, hurry on to Falcon's Nest. You'll want to deliver it to Emerson. Remember, this meeting never happened. If anyone asks, you don't know me. Know who?
Are you sure about this?
Hurry and take that package to Falcon's Nest before you start drawing attention.
Fine, fine. What are we doing? Delivering drugs?
Possibly. We're
Yes,
like
yes.
a local FedEx representative, yes.
There's a reason why we jokingly refer to this style of quest as the FedEx quest. Package delivery. Ding dong, DoorDash!
At least we have an easier time finding front doors.
Yeah, well. I don't know what it is about our place. We technically, the entire block can see us. And yet, never, ever have people been able to find our front door. They keep trying to deliver our food to the place next door. It's kind of hilarious.
Except when you're starving.
Yes. Baron refers to seeing a DoorDash person walking outside as the DoorDash shuffle because it's this particular walk as they have food held out in one hand and they're shuffling along the pavement trying to find the address while looking at their cell phone.
Now, we've actually gotten the black chocobo.
Yes.
So do we have to take the porter?
I'm not sure yet. I don't remember if we can initially or we have to unlock flying first.
Well, it'll be easy to find out when we return.
Yeah.
Because it's a really convenient landing. Which comes in from a different angle.
Yes, it does.
How does this work?
I don't know. And here's our knight in question.
And another side quest.
Oh yeah, there's a couple here. Hello, Mr. Emerson. We have a package for you.
What's with that look? We don't tolerate funny business here at Falcon's Nest. If you have no business here, I suggest you move along. No funny business, just, funny packages. Faded iconograph. An oil painting depicting the Fury helmed and astride a dragon. Oh dear. We just dodged Churches of Heresy once. Oh, my package. Happy day. I was worried my friend would not be able to get it. Now, let's take a look here. Really? A masterpiece beyond compare. The very glory of it inspires an indescribable fulfillment, a crescendo of righteous emotions. I feel my faith in the church renewed, my spirit cleansed by its presence. Thank you for this, adventurers. Remember, no one must know of this.
Why was the Fury astride a dragon?
Spoilers.
No, seriously, why was the Fury astride a dragon?
A mystery illness. Redwald is looking for someone to carry out an investigation. Greetings, Mr. Sustreth. Thank you again for your earlier help. As it happens, I was hoping to enlist your aid once more. Several of the garrison here have fallen suddenly ill, and with no obvious cause. If it is but a simple cold, then so be it. I have a feeling there's something more sinister going on. I want to mount an investigation, but I simply do not have the men. If you could gather information from the troops manning the fort, it would be of tremendous assistance.
Right. Question troops. Like this guy here.
You're looking into the soldiers that fell sick of late. As it happens, my brother has been stuck in bed since last night. The pity. It's the first time in months we've been able to share a meal together. Well, that implies you both had the same food.
You want to know about that sickness that's been going around lately? Well, my colleague's been bedridden since dinner last night, and he won't stop moaning about it. I'll admit the soup was pretty flavorless, but he could stand to be a little less dramatic about it. So whatever the problem was, it wasn't the soup. Or else she'd be sick too.
Presumably. And yes, Foxfire, that would be the correct spelling.
Okay, not up here. Could have sworn it was up here.
On this side.
Oh, he's over by Mr. Redwald.
Of course. A mysterious disease. Well, my comrade-in-arms was complaining of stomach pains after dinner last night, but I merely assumed that the meal disagreed with him.
That's 3 for 3.
What news have you of this mysterious illness, Mr. Sistreth? I see. So each person that fell sick did so after eating dinner. Every meal served here at Falcon's Nest is prepared, or at least overseen, by an Eorzea, the head chef. I find it hard to believe he would let something this severe go undetected, but we cannot ignore the facts. Pray ask Eorzea what he has to say about this. Find out whatever you can. We must determine what is behind this. Yes, do you want something? Just what are you trying to imply? I take my work very seriously. I certainly wouldn't do anything to breach the trust of the troops I'm responsible for feeding. I'll admit some folk don't care for my traditional course in cooking, but the ingredients are of the highest quality. I check them every morning. The only thing I can't vouch for is the wine. I don't drink, never touch the stuff. Perhaps the wine is the problem. We'll need to check the bottles to be sure, but I've already returned them to the sutler. Quickly go and get them back before he leaves. He should still be at the airship landing.
I assume we should bring back some cheese for him. That way he has some cheese to go with his wine.
Maybe.
Okay, that was a poor joke. I'm sorry.
It was maybe slightly forced and obvious.
It was cheesy,
Spirited.
let's be honest.
Spirited sutler. Huh? Looking for wine bottles? Ones from last night will be around here somewhere. Any older than that, and they'll have already been collected. Thank you. Here. Great. Bottle-filled crate.
Yes, it is indeed a crate filled with bottles. Okay, Nortio.
You have the bottles.
Right here.
Bottle-filled crate. Enough wine was stored in this box to render a whole company of knights merry, or a single knight blind. Marvelous. Let's see if anything smells out of the ordinary. Something is definitely amiss. Only a trained nose, like that of an expert chef, would be able to pick it out, but this wine has been tampered with.
Oh, nose!
I suggest you take this bottle to Renwald. I'm all but certain that last night's wine is behind the 6 soldiers. Ah, you've returned. Was Norturel able to shed any light on the situation?
Yeah, he said have a sniff.
Strange smelling bottle. One whiff is all that is needed to realize something is slightly off kilter with this bottle's contents. So now our untrained noses can notice, huh? What? He thinks the wine caused the sickness. 7 hells, it must have been poisoned. You have my thanks, Mr. Zisfrith. Now that we know the cause of this illness, there's only one thing left to do. Give us a new quest.
Of
See?
course!
Bad wine. Redwald wants to make the next move in his investigation. He may have confirmed that poison was causing the illness that struck the fort, but there's still one thing left to do. Find those responsible for this reprehensible crime and bring them to justice. Ariane is in charge of logistics here. I suggest if you show her this bottle, she should be able to tell you where it came from.
Hello, Lifesewing! As you see, we're on the mystery of a poisoned wine bottles.
Amateur detective time.
Hello there. Is there something I can help you with? Yeah, a strange smelling bottle.
Take a whiff.
What? The wine that was in this bottle was causing the sickness plaguing the fortress? Our records should show where it came from and who handled it and... Wait... The crate of supplies that you recovered from me previously. The one that had been stolen by the heretics. It was full of wine. I'm almost certain that this bottle was in the crate. I'd wager that those heretics poisoned the wine, counting on us to recover it. As a matter of fact, I've been looking into the case lately. It seems that the culprits had accomplices. They've seen several times at Camp Riversmeet lately. I wouldn't be surprised if they're looking for other opportunities to poison us. See if you can't press them for any information. Report to Redwald with anything you are able to find out. Okay, we're off to Riversmeet.
Again.
There's a lot of back and forth in this part of the story.
Yes.
And a blue bang quest. We want that one.
Yeah. That's going to be valuable. Bridge over frozen water. Ingret is muttering something about bridge repairs.
Do you have a moment to talk? A short while ago, one of our workers from House Zamel asked me to go and deal with some Mylodons that have been causing trouble. The Black Iron Bridge barely survived the calamity. It's in desperate need of repairs, but the upland Mylodons roam far too close to it. The craftsmen can't work safely. Someone needs to kill them. The Mylodons, that is, not the craftsmen.
Thank you for reassuring me on that one.
I'd asked the dragoons to do it, but they're busy, so it'd be weeks before they found the time. I'd do it myself, but there's so many beasts that I fear I'd be swarmed and outnumbered. You're capable women. Would you be so kind as to thin them out somewhat? If we were to kill, say, 3 of them, I think I'd be able to finish off the rest myself. Really? Only 3? Not 20? We could do 20.
Yeah, she has low expectations of us. Thanks, we didn't get that detail last time. Boy, were those bricklayers mad. Yes.
Look, an air current! Someone's blue hunting in the area.
Mm-hmm. So while we have a little travel time, I'll mention the story I mentioned to you earlier today.
Hmm.
My looking up things for writing editorials for the republish of Panzerfausting campaign.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that happened in the middle of 1976 had 3 names together that I did not expect to see together. Basically, around May of 1976 is when Breakout was released, which is the original, you have a wall of bricks and knock a ball into it to knock out the bricks and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Orkanoid and things like that are descendants of it. The original idea, it was released by Atari. The original idea, Nolan Bushnell, head of Atari, basically wanted to create a single-player Pong, and that idea turned into Breakout. He and a couple of other people basically worked out the design, and then he assigned the actual making of the prototype machine to one of the people who helped on the design of the game, Steve Jobs.
Right.
Jobs was also going to get a bonus for every basically processor chip under 50 that he could do the design in. Bushnell was thinking their current machines were too complicated and he wanted to save costs by not needing quite so many of the expensive parts
Right.
to do the logic. Jobs was not really the kind of person who could do that part, so he got his friend, Steve Wozniak, to help with the design part and basically figure out the logic and so on, and Jobs did the recording. Apparently, the effort of doing Breakout helped inspire Wozniak for what he wanted to do when he built the Apple II.
Mm-hmm.
Part of the hardware he wanted in it was so that it could basically do a software as opposed to pure hardware version of that game.
Right.
Meanwhile, this is just, a paddle, a ball, and not even colored bricks in the original arcade version. So there was no real art, no new sounds or anything like this. So the Copyright Office initially rejected Atari's application for Breakout, saying there was no new materials in here, you can't copyright it. Atari appealed this. The Court of Appeals sided with them and gave them the copyright. The person, or the Court of Appeals Justice who gave this ruling was Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that's the point at which I'm going, okay, I did not expect to see that name in this story.
She was quite the lady, and I feel we really lost something when we lost her, but at the same time, she was how old?
Yeah. Suspicious, Court.
Hello, Mr. Suspicious.
Hi, Mr. Kurathan. Can I call you Suspicious? So you found out about the poison, came here looking for answers? I'll give up. The poison is made of dragon venom. There is no antidote. Everyone who drank it will die, and so will you. But we didn't drink any of it.
Oh, God. We got double the mobs.
I was wondering about this. Still not helping them.
Nope.
What was that about us dying?
Yeah, I don't think that happened.
And fortunately, as far as the, was created prototype board for Breakout, no, I'm sure it was disassembled after its purpose was served. There would have been no reason to keep it at the time. Not to mention, breadboards are not exactly robust things.
No, they aren't.
But yeah, basically, it was a pure hardware design, and Wozniak decided he wanted to see if he could do it software-wise. So some of the sound systems included in the Apple II and everything were to help support that. And yeah, he coded it in BASIC.
Wild and woolly time.
Yeah.
But a lot of our modern world was based off of stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's why I search up these stories to help round out the space in the foxhole. Largely, largely computer industry and RPG industry, because A, those are things I'm interested in, and two, of course, Panzer Faustine Campaign being a wargaming magazine, those two fields had a lot to do with what happened to wargaming.
Yeah. Yes, it did.
And of course, the other thing that is happening right at that time is the first issue of The Dragon.
And not the Japanese Dragon.
No.
That was a different magazine altogether. Is
yes,
that one
and
still
a much
going?
later one. I do not know. I don't think it is. I don't think it lasted as long as Dragon Magazine did.
You already killed 3 of them? Thank you ever so much. You're not injured, are you? Here, please take this. It's your cut of the fee for the work. Incidentally, did you happen to see the farm on the side of the far bridge? Those Mylodons have made it difficult to access that area, and the bridge has been left to fall apart. After repairing the bridge, one day we might be able to rebuild that farm. And of course, the farm she's talking about is where we bumped into Iceheart.
Yep,
After-
Orgoni Hulking.
Yeah, Sugane. After following the one fellow.
Yep.
Hello, Mr. Redwald. Sorry to say, dragon poison. Yeah, not good.
Greetings, Mr. Sistreth. Ariane has already apprised me of the situation. She tells me you might have information regarding the poisonings. I see. So it was the heretics after all. Poison made from dragon venom. This is very bad indeed. We will need to find an antidote as quickly as possible. So of course it's a new quest.
Of course it's a new quest.
Ancient Wisdom. Redwald is eager to continue his investigation. There's a breed of dragon that breathes deadly poisonous breath. If you were to make poison by concentrating the toxic component of their breath, it would be almost impossible to formulate an antidote. We have precious little information. Thus, I had hoped you might assist us once more. This report describes the symptoms of the poisoned soldiers. Please show it to anyone you think might be able to assist in the formulation of an antidote. I suggest starting with our chef, Notoriel.
Right, talk to the chef. He has the nose.
It always knows.
Yo, about that wine.
Oh, here are those glasses from before. Have you caught the people who poisoned that wine yet? They're kind of dead. Sir Redwald's report. Details on the symptoms exhibited by several poisoned soldiers. I see. So the poison was most likely made from concentrated dragon venom? I don't know a great deal about venomous dragons. I do remember reading something about poison-breathing dragons in a book of old from before the Calamity. Sadly, I can't remember the specifics. Given how old the book was, perhaps you might be able to find out more from someone knowledgeable about the Sixth Astral Era.
I think
So,
the,
Midgardsormr, you want to say anything about this? No.
no, he's just flapping around checking out all these things he hasn't seen for 15 years because he's been asleep.
Yeah, I didn't go into that part, Foxfire, but yeah, by all reports, yeah, he kind of conned Wozniak.
Mean, but predictable.
Yeah. Especially since there's something like 4 sleepless nights doing it all while he was still working at HP. What do you want? Take a look at this. Poison made from concentrated dragon venom. Ah, yes. There's a story passed down through the generations in the old village of Falcon's Nest about dragons that breathe poison. Beware the beast with poison breath, whose claws and breath bring naught but certain death. The ancient dragon's noxious mist is born from eating of the poisoned viper's thorn. Thorny viper is a type of toxic brambleweed. This toxin is said to be the source of the dragon's poisonous breath. If you find a creature immune to the thorny viper, we should be able to study its immunity to develop an antidote to the dragon's poison. There's a beast that lives near Gorgani Mills, the Blackblood Zoo. They say it feeds primarily on the thorny viper. Its blood may hold the key to saving the afflicted soldiers. Take these provisions and travel to Gorgani Mills. This is an herb that, when burned, should attract the zoo. When you reach the mill, use this ember and burn the herbs. This then should draw the beast out of hiding. Slay it and recover its blood.
Oh, finally, we get to kill something. Oh, I guess we killed those heretics. Does that count?
Yes, we sure did. And yes, it sure does. We got XP and everything.
Ooh, fancy. Oh, this is going to be a long trek. A long, cold trek without flying.
Oh, great. Let's see if I can find anything.
At least the zone music is really pretty here.
Dragon Magazine, Fujimi Shobo. I guess it is still going. Yeah. Okay. Okay, it got started in '88 and was monthly. Ever since 2008, it's been bi-monthly, but it is still going.
Yeah, I thought it outlived the American Dragon.
Many popular light novels, which were later animated, were originally serialized in it. Also features 1 or 2 manga series at a time. Including, it's had things including, Is This a Zombie? Legend of the Legendary Heroes.
That one was horrible.
Dragon Half.
Okay, that one was
Hyper
funny.
Police. Hat Labor.
Okay.
Saber Marionette. Scrapped Princess. Slayers. Sorcerer Stabber Orphan. Those were the main ones that we would know much about.
Of which, I know I started you on it, but I don't know if we ever finished it, the Coffin Princess.
Yes, we did.
I know we did the, Scrapped Princess, and they're actually by the same writer.
Yes, they are. Yeah, Dragon Half was hilarious.
Dragon Half was special.
And Foxfire, have you seen the series based on Hyper Police? Current for my ether.
See, if you don't do all these side quests, you don't get all the wonderful ether currents.
Mm-hmm. And if you do the side quest, you somehow end up on top of the aether currents.
Funny how that works. Unlit brazier.
Tiny ember, red hot piece of smoldering wood. Must be blown on periodically to ensure it doesn't flicker out.
And fragrant herb.
Lit Brazier. Fragrant herbs. Sigan has entrusted you with these herbs for reasons better documented in your journal than here.
That was a bit of fourth wall breaking.
Just a little.
Then we go over to the destination. Mixture of special herbs and spices.
Yes. I don't think there is enough. That looks like it's hurting.
No, not really.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, Hyper Police. There was one uncomfortable week for me when we watched that way back in the day.
I don't remember. It's been too long.
Well, of course, partway through the series, the the kind of independent police agency that they're working for goes belly up, and they have the scramble for what to do with their lives after that. And that episode was what we saw like the night after I got laid off from Smart Shop.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. That was like the worst timing ever.
Yeah, it was painful. I was really enjoying the series and the episode, but it was still painful.
Too soon.
Way too soon. Now, for a bridge that needs repairs, this is amazingly solid looking.
Yes. Well, it did survive the calamity.
Yeah, which is supposedly why it needs repairs. I think there are some big cracks in it, but I don't remember where.
As we slowly make our way back to Falcon's Nest.
Yes.
Yeah, we could teleport it, but pretty zone music. Of course, you're probably getting the chocobo.
Yes, I am. Pretty chocobo music. They like you.
Apparently.
Yes, Project Echo, which is actually a little bit before the period for Slayers and,
Yep.
and the rest. Yeah, Echo was hilarious. Even if you are watching it without subtitles or a summary.
And not getting half the cultural puns going by.
Yeah. Like the entire deal with Spy D.
Yeah. Very old school, though.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that. And a really nice soundtrack that was actually produced in Hollywood, which is why all the songs are in English.
Yes. Yes.
Have you retrieved the zoo's blood? Zoo blood. Zoo living in the far reaches of Eorzea are known to consume a highly toxic variety of brambleweed known as thorny viper. The plant's toxin collects in the cloudkin's blood, making zoo meat almost as deadly as the zoo itself.
Ew! So,
Wash
right,
your
no
hands after
cooking up
this.
zoo meat.
Yes, this should do nicely. An antidote may well be possible after all. Mr. Streth, I spied you down here and hurried down, hoping you could inform me of the status of your investigations. Are we any closer to a cure? Well, if it isn't the commander of the reconstruction program. This young lass here cares about our folklore and culture. She helped recover relics from the buried village of Falcon's Nest. In return, I passed on an ancient legend that was likewise passed down to me by my ancestors. The zoo blood this young lady gathered can be used to create an antidote. Take it to your brightest alchemists and have them formulate the cure. If you move quickly, you can still save those poisoned soldiers. Good grief. You think that those old legends could bear the solution to a problem like this? I shall call for the Holy Sea's best alchemists immediately. Master Sigyn, we've been so focused on moving forward that we have lost sight of where we have come from. To be frank, I thought you were but a fool who could not let go of the past. In light of these events, I've been forced to reconsider. Culture and traditions of Falcon's Nest hold great value. They are truly priceless. If it pleases, perhaps you might be so kind as to lend us your assistance in an excavation of the village. I can only offer my most sincere apologies for how little we've done to make you feel welcome until now. As you yourself said, Redwald, I can't let go of the past. And I understand that everything you've done to protect the people of Ishgard. I can't help but feel there are issues more deserving of your resources than an archaeological dig. Very well. How might this suit you, then? If you ever happen to pass by the fortress of Falcon's Nest, whenever you might happen to stop by our halls, we shall be sure to have a hot bowl of soup waiting for you. In exchange, I ask only that you pass on the legends and stories of the old village of Falcon's Nest, such that we may learn from your knowledge and wisdom. Does that strike you as a better arrangement? Nice suggestion, I suppose. And I can't stand the taste of your Ishgardian cooking. Your cooks are far too heavy-handed with the salt and spice. If that is your only objection, then you need not worry. Our head chef is a Coerthan man. The troops are always complaining about his Coerthan-style cooking, that his soup is too thin and bland. I suggest it may suit you perfectly. Huh. Coerthan chef, you say? Enjoy the food after all. It may be true that Falcon's Nest is no longer a small village, but we're still home to the same people. We still have a responsibility to carry this culture and history on into the future. Though the village itself may be lost to time and snow, we have the opportunity to find a new path to lead these people to peace and prosperity. Carving that path is my charge. Come, let me introduce you to our chef. We can enjoy a bowl of thin Coerthan soup together.
Hey, if it's warm, it's still good. Yeah, Luxwing, I have not seen X-Arm, but I've heard the reports of it, and I've steered clear of it. It's effectively a 3D trying to be anime, directed by people who've only ever done poor, low-budget live action.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah, it is a disaster and a half.
Oh dear. And let me guess, it doesn't even manage so good it's bad, or so bad it's good.
Right.
Oh.
Part of it is they didn't know what to do with any of the visual style and storytelling modes.
Uh-oh.
It was like the worst of all worlds. Yeah, we're
Go,
taking the
Gabri.
border out of here.
The gates. The gates
No!
in the way.
Well, let me through!
Sniff.
And they tried selling it as the next big thing because they literally took a penny budget. And it shows it was a penny budget. Yeah, it's definitely a 3, actually probably be a 5 Fisher on your scale. It's raining fish, kind of like Sharknado, except bad.
Just watching the trailer causes brain damage. Oh.
Yeah,
3D animation worse than a PS2 game. Oh boy.
yeah.
I am suddenly reminded with no good cause of the review for Okage.
Writing
Just
so
because
good
of the
it's
mention
shown through the PlayStation translation or Sony translation.
Yeah, it was a PlayStation 2 game. Basically, humorous RPG, and the review was saying, you know, the script is so good that the humor shines through the Sony translation. Just, ow.
Yeah. Yeah. There are good translations, and then there are bad translations.
And then there are early console maker or RPG translations.
Yes. Of course, one of the ones that's hilarious in Final Fantasy that everyone knows is Spoony Board,
Yes.
which they actually have to keep now. The
Because
thing
it's
is
so
that
famous.
Spoony, in that context, was actually correct. The problem
Just
is it was
not in a
so
sense that anybody knew
archaic,
anymore.
no one knew it
Yes.
anymore.
Yeah. An unwanted delivery. Tercephers look sick with worry. I look worried? Nonsense. Why should I have anything to be worried about? Okay, I suppose there's no harm in telling you. Lord Amanelaine requests I deliver a missive to Lady Laniat at the Rose House. I see why you're worried. I remember him specifically mentioning that failure would not be tolerated. It's a simple task, yet the thought of something going awry has my stomach in knots.
You know he's totally just hamming you up, right?
Maybe. I'm loath to thrust my duties upon another, but I'm going to do it anyway. Would you be willing to deliver this missive? I cannot afford to take chances. Surely a woman of your talents can see the deed done without fail. Please, you're my only hope. Really?
Do I look like Obi-Wan?
Not the last I noticed.
Eh.
These 2D characters mixed with aforementioned 3D characters. Oh. Ow.
The thing is
Yeah,
that I've played with that style and it does actually work, but you have to really know what you're doing about color and light source and composition. Yep, we'll take 2 tickets to Cloud Top, please. Thank you.
Please and thank you.
Yeah, they didn't.
No.
Ooh, Umbral wins.
So which world boss is that for?
None.
Okay. Because I don't remember seeing that condition here.
No, it's one of the rare weather types, but it is a normal weather type for this area.
Normal, you call it. Okay, yeah.
Relatively normal. Thankfully, it tends to keep Bismarck away, so I won't complain.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the only thing that might actually rival X-Arm for worst anime ever is actually High Guardian Spice. Which was a Crunchyroll original.
Oh dear.
Done with an all-female team, but with such a tight timetable and low budget, and a concept that wasn't really there.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's considered the death knell to a lot of the Crunchyroll originals. Hello, Laniet.
We have a message for you. No, we're not going to tell you who it's from because then you might refuse it.
Ah, Bella, Ladonia, you two are looking well. What brings you here to Camp Cloudtop? Is there aught you require? You need only ask. Yeah, I'm sorry, but we've got this letter to deliver from,
This rose-scented letter.
yeah.
If the sickly sweet words of eternal love contained within this missive are not enough to induce nausea, the copious amounts of rose oil applied to the parchment most certainly will. Oh dear.
Yeah, sorry. Rose oil. A letter from Lord O'Manlane. I'm terribly sorry about this. I never imagined he would attempt something so shameless. Yes, you would. You know O'Manlane. I'm afraid to say he's always been like this. House Hollinart and House Four Toms have always maintained good relationships, and as such, those close in years are often spend time together from an early age. I spent so much of my youth playing together with Lord Madeline, but now I fear he still clings too tightly to memories of our youth. Although I admit it's sometimes to my benefit. Oh, so you're not above using him. Got it.
You lamer.
Not with the way he fawns. Unfortunately, I cannot say the same for Taurus First. No doubt he asked you to come in his place. I can sympathize with his anxiety over upsetting Lord Madeline, but this is no way to treat a guest. Please accept this as a token of my apology and realize it's not much, but it is all I can offer at the present.
No, I only need the XP.
Ooh, and a quest!
A blue quest. Clipped wings. Aniad seeks an adventure with a delicate touch.
Excuse me, Rena, Ladonia. A moment of your time, if I may. I recently received a request for assistance with zoological research, but I am at a loss as to how to fulfill it. Are you familiar with Gala cats? They bear a striking resemblance to kittens, but with wings. An acquaintance of mine is writing an article on the physiology and requires a sample of their wings for her work. Their sweet appearance belies a rather nasty temperament, and if it were simply a matter of slaying them, I would handle it myself. The problem, however, is that taking proper samples requires a delicate touch, a certain finesse that is beyond my capabilities of my men and myself. Because they are so fragile, you may not obtain a proper sample from the first few fell, but I have no doubt a woman of your talents can produce wings of immaculate quality. I realize this is rather a personal request, but I would be forever in your debt.
She's gone from apologizing for us getting kind of used to, well,
Using us.
yeah. Yeah. This is a really steep slope.
Yes, it is. But we can still climb it, so it's good. Hello, Gildan. What ingredient do you want us to rummage up this time to feed your starving stomach?
Unclear motives. No, your motives are very clear. Gildan seeks help to learn more of the Vanu's plans. Your timing is perfect as always. I was thinking of your recent encounter with the Vanu when I recalled reports from our men who patrol that area. They often catch the Vanu on higher ground in places that offer commanding views of the surrounding area. It's believed they are conducting routine surveillance, but to what end, we know not. Whale watching? But I
Possible?
mean to find out, and I would have you assist me. Pray return to where you first sighted the Vanu and search for clues. Whatever they are scheming, we must know of it. If you find any mushrooms while you're there, bring them out.
Right. Him and his stomach.
Mm-hmm.
One Gaelic gas. Oh, and we got a dodo for our effort.
That's no dodo, that's like a
Like there's a difference.
They have different names.
Okay, the Gastronus is a bit more colorful.
This is also true.
Oh, sorry to hear that, Doodles. But it is better to scrub a launch than get people killed.
No luck on the Gaelic Hat Wing yet.
Yeah, we've got more incoming. I'm just kind of slowly heading this way, and I figured we can pick up more on the way back if need be.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure that being tracked.
Yeah, the weather has just not been friendly lately.
Okay. I have my temple.
I think I do as well. Yeah, every time NASA ignores its scientists, that's usually when things get into trouble.
Technical fault with the capsule. Yeah, well, that too happens.
Probably knowing them, but I don't have any proof one way or another on that.
Yeah, don't know.
Hello, Mr.
No,
Vanuscale.
Raylia really loves hers.
Yes, she does.
Looting is boring, like watching moss grow on rocks. But I must... What? Netherlings return to interfere again. Maybe.
I'm sorry, I remember when they sent Rye, that Gaelic kitten, And the squeak she produced.
Odd, but
I didn't know your voice could go that high.
Galacat.
And Galacat has followed her ever since.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why
Predicted all the to-be treats from Midgardsormr too.
I mean, we were talking pure unadulterated middle school, Japanese middle school squeak. But unfortunately, he does not ride with Midgardsormr anymore because Midgardsormr's taking a nap and he doesn't want to wake him. So he has El Tool on his shoulder instead.
Yes.
How fares your search? I realize obtaining an undamaged Galacat wing was no easy feat.
Untorn Galacat wing. The leathery membrane of this Galacat wing is in pristine condition, a perfect specimen for study.
My, what an extraordinary find. I'm pleased to see your persistence has paid off. With this, she can resume her work on Cloudkin. Ah, how forgetful of me not to mention it sooner. This sample is meant for Atron, the renowned naturalist. She's hard at work on her new article for New Eorzean Geographic, and the request of a sample to be delivered with utmost haste. Wait, this is the person who keeps calling us her assistant number 123?
Yeah.
Or is it 134 now?
I don't think it ever stays the same.
No, and it always gets higher.
Yeah.
You could be sure she will hear it in a... You will be sure that she will hear it that the incomparable Rena and Ladonia Frith made possible her latest work on Cloudkin. No, she won't. She'll just call us her assistant and give us a random number, and that will be the end of it.
Yes, she doesn't bother much with names.
If people are asking what we're referring to, we ran into the person she's talking to back in ARR in North Shroud.
Yes.
Or sorry, in Central Shroud on the north side.
Okay. Good to see you returned safely. So tell me, what did you discover the Van is plotting? Odd bone. The bite marks on this beastkin bone are arranged in a curious pattern that seems almost unnatural. Oh my, what have we here? There's a pattern of some sort etched into this bone. There doesn't appear to be any manner of lettering. Perhaps they use bones like this to keep record of what they're observing from atop the cliffs. This could be the opportunity I've been looking for, the kindling to ignite the fire in the hearts of my men. We must delve further and get to the bottom of this.
Dun dun dun!
I can't resist that. Despite that, he has no new quest.
He has no follow-up, and I see no other quests on the board. So this means our next stop is Limsa. Do we just want to take the fast way there, since I've got it pre-ported?
Sure, since it's free.
And we'll have dinner at the Bismarck.
Woohoo!
Because I don't think we'll have much time to...
Having dinner at the Bismarck beats being dinner for Bismarck.
Hi! Oh dear, it's raining. Do I have an umbrella? Yes, I have an umbrella! It's checkered even. Okay, Bismarck is this way.
Oh, I am having problems. Everything's just sliding.
Yeah, there was a lot of people there.
Ah.
It's Limsa. Limsa's where everyone hangs out.
Ah, much better.
This table looks good. Have a seat. Hopefully they'll come take our order soon.
That would be good. Especially since, we're gonna need our silverware as well.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot done. We got both rounds of side quests. Thought we were going to get like one more from Cloud Top, but that wasn't the case.
Now,
Interesting
that side
enough.
should tend to be a little later for a while until they finally open up all of it for us.
Let's see, what does our Aether Currents look like? Okay, we've got 1 in Sea of Clouds and 3 in Corythus.
Yeah, and indeed...
Yeah, they've really shrunk the ones you find on foot for anything but the latest expansion. And all of them are
Well, yeah, I remember you talking about them reducing it from like 10 to 5, which, yeah.
10 to 4.
But I seemed to remember, yeah, that you used to need 5 quest ones.
There's still 5 quest ones.
Oh, okay. The red/yellow is the quest then.
Yeah, the top ones are the
all the
quest.
way down to, wow.
Yeah.
All the way down to 4 is a bit much.
Yeah, and they're all directly on MSQ path.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably for the best, because one of the interesting things is when you get someone who's like screamed through MSQ and then they're like, oh, I guess I have to go back and get flying now. Oh, that's such a chore. It's like, it wouldn't have been a chore if you did it at the time it was available.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting until it's like all piled up doesn't quite work. So glad they didn't make us go back and do Aether Currents for AAR though.
Ooh, yeah, that might have been torture.
It's like, nope, flying unlocks as soon as you finish the end of MSQ, and everyone's like, thank you!
Yeah.
Just wait until we get to Shared Fates. I don't think these girls will be doing Shared Fates.
Shared fates.
That's the bicolor gemstone grind.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah, not touching that one with a 10-foot pole.
Aw.
I mean, we might do enough to get the writing maps, because it does actually
Yeah.
speed up ground travel. But you usually get the writing maps right before you get flying.
Right.
Funny
So
how
it looks
that...
like you're most of the way through level now.
Yeah, just got a little more to do, and then I'll be 53, and I will have caught up to all my other jobs.
Good. I am definitely noticing the slowdown for being all the way up to 54 now.
Are all your jobs 54 across the board?
Yes.
I've got a bit of catch up,
See?
because I'm basically capped out at 53 on all of
Yeah.
them except Red Mage, which is about ready to go over.
But it means you will be gaining XP faster than me for the moment, and like I said, I am noticing the slowdown. 53 went at a decent pace, but 54 is being noticeably slower.
Yeah.
Until we get to the point in the story where the quests are starting to be like 51 or 52.
They'll add up real quick.
Yes, yes, they will.
I will also note that after Heaven's Word, the XP. Well, we still do side quests, so that will give us a lot of extra XP.
Mm-hmm.
But the XP to cover won't be quite as good as previous expansions for multiple
Right.
classes.
Yeah. Of course, some of it will also be helped just because we will be getting XP through all the stuff we do in between expansions.
Yes. Though it won't be
Which is
quite
how
as
we
good
ended
as it
up
used to.
over 50 to begin with, right?
Because, let's be honest, there was a lot in the post-game of AAR. Even when they cut out quests, there was a lot.
Wow. They were really overachieving.
Yes. I'm glad they toned it down.
Yeah, for their own sanity.
I'm a little sad they extended from a 3.5-month turnaround to a 4-month turnaround for next content, because I'm really starting to feel the content drought between cycles. But that's because Theron has kind of done everything.
And whose fault is that?
Someone's at fault? He was just playing the game. Yes, there are bad catch-ups. In any case, it is that time. Poor Ladonia here needs to go turn into a pumpkin.
Yes. Sadly, yes.
Thank you all very much for joining us. We will be back next Saturday for more Palace of the Dead. The deep dungeons will continue until morale improves. And
Yes.
then we'll be back on Sunday for the buns and talking with the Admiral herself. And seeing if we could do something about one-armed Ralbon. Woohoo! Good night, everybody. Be safe, be well. Hope to see you next week.
Yeah, everyone have a great night. Have a good week, and hope to see you Saturday.